A few years ago, I made my first $1,000 online as a Nigerian student. The steps that led me to $1,000, which to me at the time was huge money. Those steps still very much work today, and I'm going to break them down to you as I share my story. So grab a snack and cozy up. It's story time. So if you don't already know me, hi, my name is Vicky Johnson. I'm a former virtual assistant turned digital designer, and I'm sharing my journey making a living on the internet through remote work, freelancing, and passive income. So if this is your cup of tea, then consider subscribing to follow along this journey. So let's talk about how I made my first $1,000 online as a student in Nigeria, because apparently you guys like this type of gist. So let's gist while I share some key steps that will lead you to your first $1,000 online if you haven't made it yet. So a quick backstory. At the time that I hit this milestone of $1,000, I was working as a virtual assistant part-time. I have a video on this channel of how I got that job as a student, so you can check out that video after watching this one. I was also doing some graphic design from time to time on a freelance basis and learning web design. I've always been one to do many things. And all of these played a role in getting my first $1,000 online at once. Because when people say they made their first $1,000 or $10,000 or $1 million, I assume we're talking about like making that figure at the same time at once, right? So I was working a virtual assistant job, specifically a social media virtual assistant job. And I really loved design, but the reason that I went into virtual assistants and social media instead of just going fully into design was because I felt that a virtual assistant job had a lower barrier to entry and was a bit less demanding. So I felt like I could conveniently do it alongside school. So while working as a social media virtual assistant, I set up an Instagram account which I called the IG Guru, as in the Instagram guru. And I started posting carousels showing, or more like teaching, everything that I was learning online and implementing at my virtual assistant job. So one day, someone reaches out to me on that account and says, hey, I like your content. Can you help me out with some social media content for my business on like a contract basis? So I'll pay you a fixed amount to create 20 posts monthly. And I was like, yeah, why not? So I started doing some batch content for her as the IG guru that I was, and then she would post them on her business account on Instagram. So the key step that I want you to take away from here is to learn a digital skill, like I always advocate for. When you have a skill, you are valuable to people and they will want to pay you in exchange for the value that you have to offer. It may be little at first because we all have to start from somewhere, right? But as you get better at your skill, and also acquire more experience, your earning capacity from that skill will also increase. Looking back, if I could change anything, I would have started doing cold outreaches at this point. I mean, the clients reached out to me because she saw my post and thought that I knew what I was doing. But if I had been the one actively reaching out to potential clients, I'm confident that I would have landed more than just that one client at that time. And I would have hit $1,000 a lot sooner than I did. And then the second key step is to show your work. Because how would people know that you do what you do if you don't show yourself online? If I didn't put myself out on Instagram as the IG guru, I would not have gotten this particular client. Mind you, I had about 3 Instagram accounts at the time. One for my design work, one for a bag making business that I was doing in the past, and then this one that I was using to teach social media. The reason I had all these accounts was that I was looking to get social media management jobs. And so I needed to show proof to potential clients that I can do this shit. So these accounts were my proof, basically my portfolio. So yes, show your work. And the best way to do that is through a portfolio. So back to my story. I worked with this particular client on a contract basis for a few months until she offered me a full-time position, which I declined. She wanted someone who would work on her social media as a full-time employee, remotely of course, because at this point, I was an independent contractor in her business. So basically, I was a freelancer. That's what all that English means. I didn't want to be employed in 2 places because obviously I had school, my virtual assistant job, which I was doing, and I was also doing graphic design and learning web design. I didn't think it would be worth it for me to be working in 2 places when I had other commitments. So I had to decline the offer. She completely understood and she asked me to recommend somebody else for the job, which I did. And I also requested that she kindly recommend me to her friends or if she knew anyone who was interested in the kind of arrangement that we initially had. And she did. Not immediately, but I think it was after like a month or so, I got a text from her and she was like, hey, I have this friend who needs social media content for her business and she's in the US. Will you be interested in a contract role managing her social media? And I was like, heck yes. So she recommended me. So 2 reasons why I think she recommended me were, 1, when we worked together, I did a very good job. And two, we maintained a good relationship afterwards. Some people have this habit of burning bridges every time they leave somewhere. You don't always have to go out with a bang, you know? I even trained the person I recommended on how to create and schedule content on her business account so that everything goes on smoothly in her business, despite the transition from me to the new person. So yeah, take from that what you will. So as I was saying, she referred me to her friend in the US who needed a freelance social media manager. And I was like, yes, dollars, let's go. So this brings us to step 3, or key point number 3, which is to ask for referrals. When you get that first job or gig, do a darn good job and ask for a referral. You have no idea how big of a difference this can make in your career and business. There are tons of successful freelance businesses out there that are built entirely on a referral-based system. So just ask. Simply asking can literally change the game for you. One rule that I have now is for every single freelance job that I complete, I ask for a referral. It's much easier to close new clients from referrals than to close complete strangers. But you have to do the work well though if you're going to ask for a referral before they block you. So yeah, I got the new contract role and it had a lot of flexibility. Since it was a freelance retainer type of thing, I didn't have to be available at any fixed times. I didn't do any extra work outside of the social media that I was hired for. So I could still be practicing my web design and doing my VA job alongside school as long as I managed my time well. I also had a fixed pay of $150 from this new job. So if you're confused on the difference between remote employment and freelance or contract work, I have a video that explains this and I'll link it up here so you can check it out. Now, just as I was about starting this new social media management freelance job, I had a conversation with the client and she was telling me that she wanted to set up a website so that we can drive traffic from social media to the website. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I build websites. I was tempted to shoot myself in the leg by telling her that I was still learning how to build websites. But then I was like, girl, you can do this thing. So I just told her I build websites. And she asked to see my work. So I showed her a website that I built for my sister's baking business, which was honestly oversabi work. My sister didn't ask for it. In fact, she told me that she did not need a website. But I said I must build a website for you. So I built it. All right, so this is still going back to steps 1 and 2. That is, learn a digital skill and show your work. My overdoing and building a website for my sister and shoving it down her throat was in the bid to practice my skill that I was learning and show my work, even if I didn't yet have anybody to show it to. At this point, I had never done a paid website job. I was just doing it for passion and to develop my skill. So this was going to be my first paid website design job. So this new client sees the website that I built for my sister and she likes it. She decides to pay me to build her business website. She asked me how much and I said, guess what I said? $250. $250 was what I told her. She too said shock. She was surprised. Anyway, I built the website. She loved it. And guess what I did after that? No. Yes. Take a guess. Take a guess. You nailed it. I asked for a referral. And boy, did she refer me. People of God, ladies and gentlemen, she referred me. And that was literally how I kickstarted my web design freelance business. From one single referral, who then referred me to 2 other people, who then in turn referred me, and it kept on going. And I kid you not, I still get referrals from this chain. This is years later, and I'm still getting business from this chain of referrals. That's why I said, referrals can build your business. She referred me to 2 businesses at the same time. One of them was for a simple business website and a logo, and that client paid $600. And the second one was for a small business website as well and paid $450. They both paid upfront and in full, so I was looking at $1,000+ in my USD domiciliary account as a freaking broke student. To me, at that time, that was a huge amount of money, and my mind was blown away. I went to the bank to withdraw like half of it and took pictures. Couldn't help it. I was like, you mean I made this in less than 1 month in my bedroom from a skill I learned from YouTube? Like, damn. It was truly a great experience that changed the way I viewed making money online and helped me understand how much I could charge for my web design services based on my skill level at the time, because it was literally my first time earning from web design. There's this thing that happens to you when you make your first $1,000 online, because I chatted with some of my friends about it when they hit their first 1K too, and we all came to a consensus that there's this mindset shift or realignment that we all experience. Because at first, we all went into this online thing with the mindset of, I want to make extra cash as a student or become independent and not stress my parents. For me, I just wanted to have some money of my own, and I guess the experience too. I didn't want to always be calling my parents every time something comes up. That was the goal initially. But hitting that 1K milestone was like a validation that this could be more, This is scalable. It gives you options and you're not bound to the rat race. So, two key things I want to point out here. One is don't shoot yourself in the leg because of lack of confidence. I almost completely did, and I definitely would have regretted it. I knew I could do the job, but I was still about to be humble and say, oh, I'm just learning. She probably wouldn't have taken me very seriously if I had said that and would have gotten somebody else to do the job. Also, I could have charged higher than I did for that first job if I was more confident, but I wasn't. So the takeaway from here is, as long as you know your onions and you can deliver on the job, don't be scared to charge decently. The second point is to do the job well. Don't half-ass any job. If you feel like the payment for a job is too small for you to give your time and best effort to it, then it's better you don't even take the job at all. And if you're going to take it, find a reason to make it worth giving your best to. Whether it's that you're going to use it in your portfolio, or it's a chance to broaden your experience, or it gives you access to people who you wouldn't otherwise have access to. Only do a job if you know you can give it your best and do a darn good job. So at the end, when you're asking for a referral, they'll be happy to give it to you because you went over and beyond for their work. So what did I do with the $1,000 you ask? Well, I changed my laptop. I got this sleek HP laptop that I had been eyeing for a while. Then I sold my old laptop and used the money from selling my old laptop to get a Samsung Galaxy Edge. Also, I got some web design courses that helped me polish my skills and package my services better. And then I put the remaining into my retirement fund, not real retirement. So I started saving up for life after school before graduation because I was planning to move to a different state, rent an apartment, real life bills is not the same as student bills. So I just wanted a little soft landing after uni. I had this USD saving account, which I termed my retirement fund, as in retirement from uni. So that was where the rest of the money went. Anyway, let me know in the comments, have you made your first 1K online yet? If you have, how did you make it? And if you haven't, how do you intend to spend it when you make it? Because if you are subscribed to this channel, then you are probably gonna make it soon. So start budgeting and let's know in the comments how you intend to spend it. And if you're not subscribed yet, please tell us why in the comments, sir and ma. Like I said earlier, I'm just a girl, very publicly sharing her journey making a living online. So if you care to join me on this journey, please smash the subscribe button and destroy the like button. I mean, obliterate. Wait, I'm coming. I was going to get a hammer, but this is all I could find. Destroy it. I was also doing... Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Charlie, keep quiet. I'm under the table. Charlie. Shh. I will kick you out. Oh, you're not even under the table. Don't mess up my video, okay? Do you want to stay under the table? Please do. I love you. Where was I? Come here, you're so cute. Come here, cutie. I also had a fixed pay of 150 job. Oh, God. And that was literally how I kickstarted my... Oh, God. What's in my brain? Vicky, get it to freaking gather. Oh, shit.